Y'all, we gotta talk. We got to talk. Listen, come and sit down. Come and sit down. Let me talk to you for a minute. So, for those of y'all who may not know, Christopher Bassett, Candace's husband, just did an interview with DJ Richie Scott, right? And according to him, towards the end of the interview, he let us know like some real startling information. And I really feel that we all need to hear about this, and we all need to talk about it. So let me get it started here. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jeremy Speaks, and I'm coming at y'all again today with another video. This video is none other than a question about information that Christopher Bassett gave to us on the DJ Richie Scott interview that just wrapped up, and I had to talk about it. So listen here. So what's up, Hey Sweet Soul? What's up, Mr. Latte? What's up, Esther Jones? So according to Chris, sometime before the reunion, he had gotten an anonymous message in his DMs on Instagram and or Twitter, right? And this person had said, "Hey, allegedly, production is paying Gizelle and Ashley to lie about what you're doing. They're going to say that you grabbed yourself. They're going to say that you said some questionable things and, also intimidated them physically." That's what they're going to say. Now, Chris says that, he took this, and meditated on it or whatnot. Then he says that when the interviews came out, towards the time that the reunion was going to be filming, if you guys remember, there was a interview with Gizelle, and she had did some type of interview with, I think, Page Six's reality TV division, like reality or something like that, I believe. And I had even reacted to it, and I was saying, you're saying that you have all of this stuff that you did never talked about and that you never said, because you remember Gizelle said it was quote unquote more to the story than what was actually led on to believe, that she was holding stuff back simply, out of respect for Candace. And this is when Chris said that his eyebrows were raised because there was nothing else to the story. And he added the DM to his mind that basically said that production is going to pay Gizelle and Ashley to say that you grabbed yourself and that you physically tried to intimidate her, and that you were saying stuff, along the lines of, the sex, right? Allegedly. And so as the reunion inched closer, he began to become more alert and more guarded about it. Now, he goes on to further say in the interview, he says that when we had got to the reunion, I sat down with the executives, and I was wanting to know who the executives were. Like, do the executives just so happen to be at every reunion taping, or by executives he meant Andy? And then he said that he was told, that Gizelle was paid or whatnot, and that he alluded, to the producers, but the producers said, Gizelle would never do that. Gizelle loves this show too much, and this and that, and this and that. And then when they actually got into the reunion, and it was his time to talk to Gizelle, they kept on pressing about, what it could possibly be that Chris did, because Gizelle kept on saying, Chris, you did it. And Chris wanted to know, girl, what did I do? Girl, what did I do? What are you talking about? I did it. I didn't do anything. Girl, who did that neck? Anyway, but anyway, this is not for me to roast. Anyway, so let me continue. So apparently, after that, he says that if y'all actually look at the reunion, I'm pretty sure that they showed this part in the reunion. Ashley leans over to Gizelle and says, Gizelle, did he like lean over? Did he like was his posture intimidated? Did he posture himself a certain type of way? Basically kind of trying to lead Gizelle into saying, what allegedly they're saying the production paid her to say, but Gizelle never said it. Because Gizelle did allude, and Chris and Candace apparently were pressing her, and they didn't show this, pressing her about all of this stuff that she still had to tell about, the hotel fiasco. But she's kept on saying, I don't have nothing right now. And it makes me wonder, was Gizelle fighting her conscience throughout this whole ordeal because she was going to say that Chris did, grabbed himself and whatnot, and said some things along the lines of, physicalities and whatnot. But she realized that that was completely going too far, and then Ashley tried to feed her the lines that she needed to say, because according to them, Ashley was also paid. Now, I can't confirm or deny any of that, but this is what is being said, and it's making me wonder, because if we're like, let's go back. For example, let's go back to when this first had came out, when she at first brought it up at the little dance TikTok, thing that Ashley came up with. Candace went to Eric and she said, I don't appreciate y'all trying to use my husband as some type of predator when the actual predator is around here grabbing people and y'all don't have anything to say. Eric seemed like he could care less about what Candace had to say. He was up there like, I can't control what none of y'all have to say, period. So Eric, the executive producer of the show, apparently, seemed that he did not care about any of the concerns that Candace had about the direction that the show was going towards, as these, allegations were brought up falsely on nationally syndicated television. And it's so funny now that we hear that there was some type of alleged payment happening, that Eric had that reaction. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Because he was up there like, I can't control what nobody got to say, so you just gonna let people just make up stuff and just say things on nationally syndicated television without controlling any of this stuff, so you can just make anything up and it has nothing to do with you. Okay. So for those of y'all who are asking me, Chris just did a interview with DJ Richie Scott. He's on a podcast tour right now, doing, going to the highways and byways to tell us about his innocence. Although we already know he innocent, and Gizelle already has been proven to be a liar, but he nonetheless, he did a interview. But also something that was really, really cool that I think you guys should also watch the interview for. And I had a lot of respect for DJ Richie Scott for saying this, and actually owning up to this. DJ Richie Scott said, "You know what, Chris? I just want to apologize to you as a man and apologize to Candace, because because I actually feel that I was too harsh on her in my analyzations of her character, her reactions, and the way that she's carried herself on the show. I could have extended her more grace, and I didn't. And I have to own up to that, and I have to apologize for the way I've handled Candace on the channel. And I thought that was quite commendable because I don't know if for those of y'all who weren't around for his reviews around season 5 of Real Housewives of Potomac, he was giving Candace that work every I feel like every episode. I feel like he was definitely biased in my opinion. No, no shade to him or not. But I felt that at the time that he was extremely biased towards Monique, against Candace. And I did not like that. And I love the fact that he's acknowledging that he was not, being as fair as he could have been, with his analyzations on how Candace reacted, what Candace said, and what Candace did do on that respective season and on any respective seasons that Candace has been on. I really do appreciate that. But I kind of also wonder, did he just say that because Chris was there and he had got the interview with Chris? Or did he say that because he actually felt that way? I want to believe that he said that because he actually felt that way. You don't really know how people feel internally. And I've been, I've had times on this channel where, I've eaten somebody alive in one of my reviews and I felt bad about it. For those of y'all who don't remember, I did a Ready to Love review, and it was a review, I think around season 6 or 7. I think season 6, maybe season 5. And it was the Potomac Ready to Love season. And it was that episode when Carmen had basically exposed Paul for, bad talking Dakia. And I was so irate that I got on here and I roasted Paul alive. I roasted and toasted Paul. And then I felt completely terrible about it. And I took down the review. I took down the review. But y'all get what I'm saying. So it could be either or. I do think that that that, but also think that it's kind of, all interested. So happened to be after he got an interview with Candace's husband, but he could have just been waiting this whole time to say it at that point of time. But you want to know, regardless of the fact, it's I think that was a really stand up for him to apologize, period, because it takes a lot to admit that you're wrong, and that you could have handled something differently. I believe Richie was sincere. He always owned up to whatever he does wrong. And I'm not that familiar with DJ Richie Scott. I will say that I'm not that familiar with his channel. You've always seen his channel here and there, or whatever the case may be. You like he's a quite a big YouTuber, but I was never interested in the shows at the time that he that he covered. When I was growing up and I was doing what I was doing, going through YouTube, I used to just stick to watching Bondi Blue, for It's Rocks. Well, It's Rocks now. Ashley Miller, Scotty by Nature, and a couple of Sweet Addictions. And I never Funky Doniva, and Alexander Rogers as well. But I never really looked at his and Kempire's channels. Because I kind of looked at them as like news channels almost. Because I feel like that's that's the way they deliver their content. But actually, as I'm getting to see his content and see Kempire's as well, it's I'm liking both of them. So yeah. But yeah, this is crazy. And it's really making me side eye production, especially you, Eric. Eric, you are over the production. You are the executive producer of the show. They all report to you. And I want to know, if people getting paid to lie, who doing the paying, allegedly? Huh, Eric? We want to know. Because this ain't all just coincidental, my friend. But you want to know, but Chris also said that he don't know if that's true or not. He said he would hope that is not true, but those things did raise an eyebrow. And we all remember that Ashley did lean over to Gizelle on the actual reunion that we actually seen, and she said, was it his posture? Did he say something? Basically, almost now that we see, trying to lead her in to say something that they have alleged to have been paid to say. DJ Richie Scott didn't do anything. So like, but like, yeah, so this was very interesting, y'all. So let me know what y'all feel about all of this. I'm on my way to go pick up my license and my credit card that I left at my landlord's house. I'm always leaving stuff at places, child. It's an issue that I have to change. But like, y'all, let me know what y'all feel in the comments, and I'll talk to y'all soon. I'll be in the comment section as well, trying to respond and to such. Okay. Much love, much peace. You guys have a beautiful, beautiful rest of y'all day. I plan on doing the same. Hashtag justice for Chris. Hashtag but Chris does need a job. But hashtag for him. All right, y'all. Peace.